now we're at the time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat
Shabbat shalom. All right. Shabbat shalom, Yasharel.
Shabbat shalom.
Good to have the brews. Praying that you're having a blessed Shabbat with you and your families. All right, brother Lorenzo, we got you, man. We see you on, man.
Brother Lowe,
right.
What's good?
Sister Tina.
Oh man, let's go.
Got Zara on there. We got Arya, Ezra. All right, Dre P. All right.
Oh, brothers.
Welcome everybody. Welcome the brothers
Raya.
and the sisters. That was a ride.
Brother Tolbert. All right. Ben Yah. All right.
Yep. One of y'all's. All right. Adam Jr. Got you, brother. All right. Brother Singleton. All right. And everybody else. And everybody else that's coming on. All right. Good. Everybody got a one up in there. So we're good to go. Know the deal. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get our intro scripture. So, we change it up every week. So every 3 weeks, it's going to be, it's going to always be something different. So we'll go from Jubilees 1 to Jubilees 2, and then to, of course, Exodus chapter 20, going over the Shabbat. So
that's right.
All right, go ahead and start us off, man. Let's get it.
All right. If y'all want, crack your Bibles open. All right. Crack your Bibles open for those that have the Apocrypha. I'm going to go ahead and hit the book of Jubilees. All right. We've had some dissension that says this is not a real book, but this is canon. All right, we're not going to leave it up to the fake popes and these heathen to tell us what is the word of God and what is not. For we are the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. The book of Jubilees, chapter 1, verse 7, it says, "And do thou write for thyself all these words, which I declare unto thee this day, for I know their rebellion and their stiff neck." That's definitely our people, right? You can see that right now today. "Before I bring them into the land which I swear to their fathers, to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob, saying, unto your seed will I give a land flowing with milk and honey. And they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange gods like Jesus, Allah, Tibet, and all these other weird
Buddha
gods, right? That we don't know nothing about, right? To gods which cannot deliver them from out of their tribulation, right? You can pray to Jesus all day long, and guess what? We're still here in America. We still don't have a land. We still don't have a language of our own. We don't have anything, right? We're under the mercy of these heathen. And this witness shall be heard for a witness against them, for they will forget all my commandments, even all that I command them, for they will walk after the Gentiles." Yeah, you see how we do. "And after their uncleanness," right? Y'all like to eat pork. "And after their shame, and will serve their gods, and these will prove unto them an offense and a tribulation and an affliction and a snare. And many will perish, and they will be taken captive, and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances and my commandments and my festivals of my covenant." Y'all rather celebrate the 4th of July than the Feast of Tabernacles. "And my Shabbats and my holy place, which I have hallowed for myself in their midst, and my tabernacle and my sanctuary, which I have hallowed for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set my name upon it, that it should dwell there." And it's been a minute since we've been back to the land of Israel. "And they will make to themselves high places and groves and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image, as to go astray, and they will sacrifice their children to demons." All right. Margaret Singer, Planned Parenthood, all these abortions we got going out here, where they just, either they take the baby out, what do? They throw them in the fire. All right.
That's right. The worship of Molech. That's right. What it is.
Bring it out.
Go back to that.
Yep. "And all the works of the error of their hearts." I think I got, one more verse for me, right? "And I will send witnesses unto them."
No, I got that one. No.
Okay,
I started 11. Yeah. All right. So verse 11, it says, "And I will send witnesses unto them, that I may witness against them, but they will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also, and they will persecute those who seek the law, and they will abrogate and change everything so as to work evil before my eyes. See, and this is what they got the pastor pork chops for. They're teaching us, they're teaching you to go against everything that is of the Most High. And guess who they're working for? They're working for the heathens.
That's right.
Using the heathens' money, their banks. These churches cannot operate without the heathens' money. And so they have to be used to keep you in subjection to the devil. Verse 12, and I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hand of the Gentiles for captivity and for prey and for devouring. You know, look at us right now. We're being killed by every level. We're being killed by the heathens. You know, we're being killed by all the other nations. We're being killed by our own people. We've been weaponized and we've been destroyed by our own women because our own women have been weaponized against us. So we're getting killed every way possible. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them amongst the Gentiles. And they will forget all my law and all my commandments and all my judgments, and will go astray as new moons and Shabbats, festivals and jubilees and ordinances. All right. We don't even know how to keep the laws because we're so out of whack. And after this, they will turn to me from amongst the Gentiles with all their heart and with all their soul and with all their strength. And I will gather them from amongst all the Gentiles, and they will seek me so that I shall be found of them when they seek me with all their heart and with all their soul. All right. That means that something so drastic is going to have to happen in order for us to cry out, because our people are not crying out right now. We're not. Our people enjoy their Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, enjoy their nice, comfortable homes in the land of their enemies. That's and right. Constantly trying to build and make even better, trying to become rich in this funky world. Verse 15, and I will disclose to them abounding peace with righteousness, and I will remove them the plant of righteousness with all my heart and with all my soul. And they shall be for a blessing and not for a curse. And they shall be the head and not the tail. And until that time, Yashua, we have a lot of time. And we got a minute because the cleansing has to fulfill itself. And until we turn back to the Most High, we're going to continue to see the strain and the agony and just the butt whoopings on our people until they get to the point where they had no other choice but to learn, you know. And it's sad that our people have to be completely on their backs in order to learn, you know. And I hate to say it though, it seems like we were just more together when we were in captivity.
That's right. When
they were beating our backs together. I don't, you know, and it's sad to have to even say that, but it's like we had more unity. I mean, oh man, it's just crazy. So the title, the false entitlement of blacks in America. All right. I'm gonna let Brother Aton bring this out, and then go ahead and get ready because we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 4:27 and 28.
God. All right. So our brother Daniel is he's getting those scriptures together, right? The headline of the lesson, right, is going to be entitlement, right? So the word entitled, what does it actually mean? As you see it up on the screen, and in its adjective form, is believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. That means that, you just think that these things are supposed to be given to you, and you don't do anything to gain these things, right? Our people are so slow that we're in a war and we don't even realize it, right? That you think that you're going to be over here in America and you think that these heathen have just killed up 77 million Indians, murdered 99 million Israelites just for you to be equal with them, right? Just for you to be like, hey, you know what? I think I want to go ahead and I can just do whatever I want. I think that y'all should just, pay me the same. Hey, everybody just treat me equally in a land that's not yours. In a land that's not yours.
And what makes you think they're going to give you an equal playing field with them?
We
competitors. Right. They look at us. They look at us as a threat.
That's right. And the sad thing about it, Israel, is that we don't deserve a damn thing because what? We're not keeping no commandments. The only way
Facts.
that you can feel that you deserve something for our people is that if we were to keep the commandments. This is the reason why we're over here in the first place, because we failed to obey the Most High Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments that he gave to our forefathers as he had rained down 10 plagues upon Egypt, and he brought our people out of captivity to begin with. And here we are, past over 2,000 years later, going through the same damn thing because you niggas cannot help but continuously be wicked. Right?
You know what insanity is? Insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. Right. Our forefathers, the biggest thing that our forefathers kept getting in trouble with was the first two commandments. I don't know what it is about our forefathers always wanting to be like the other nations. When we had the best technologies, when we had the finest clothes, garments, and most importantly, we had the God, the creator of everything. These heathens, they sit down bound to images and stones and stuff. But yet we wanted that. We wanted to put something in front of us so that we can see. Instead of worshiping the all true one, Elohim, Almighty Yahweh. All right. But yet we wanted to give that up and worship what the heathens did. And this is why we're in this situation. Now, prior to Deuteronomy chapter 28, as you know, the curses, all right, the curses and the blessings. If we would have obeyed the Most High through our generations, we would not even, matter of fact, we wouldn't even be in the situation. We would be in the top, we would be in the most qualified places. We would be back in our homeland.
That's right.
But here's the result of our disobedience. All right. Deuteronomy 4 and 27 and 28. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathens, whether the Lord shall lead you. And I'm reading out of this version just for, any new people coming in. Now, you got to understand, all right, ye shall be left few in number. Why do you always think that it feels like where you are right now, that you're few in number? Why? Because whose land are we in right now? We're in the land of our captives. I want you to really think about that. Now, you got some brothers out there that are telling you that America is our homeland, when the scripture specifically says that he will bring you to a strange nation, a strange people that your fathers never knew. So how can America be your homeland if our forefathers never been here before? All right. Well, this was not even the Holy Land. So yeah, you got brothers out there talking about America is the Holy Land. Y'all better wake up. You in the land of your captivities.
That's right.
All right. And your captives. And it goes on to say, and there ye shall serve gods,
Plural.
the works of men's hand, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. Now I'm reading this because Brother Eitan is going to bring out a video later on, and you're going to see where this comes at. It says, and there you shall serve gods with the works of men's hand. Why do you think the Most High is allowing our people to do this? Because this is what our forefathers chose to do instead of worshiping the Almighty Yahweh, one true Elohim. We don't need those other. What do you need those nigglets in your house for? You got people today. You got these little nigglets, those little blackheads and stuff. And all kinds of stuff. Y'all need to get rid of that stuff. Y'all need to burn that stuff. Because that stuff is just keeping you in captivity. The enforced entitlement of blacks in America. And like Brother Eitan brought out earlier, you got our people thinking just because they're over here that we're entitled. You got to understand, we are in the land of our enemies. We should not even be trying to make this place our home. We should not be trying to gain wealth. Now, there's nothing wrong with you having the ability to provide for yourself, because fortunately we have to provide for ourselves and for our children. But you got our people that's constantly like building wealth. And you know what the scripture says about that? Woe to him that striveth to get rich.
Hey, you know what, brother?
Did you have in this nation?
Just to expound on that, like, we're not saying that we don't want you to attempt to gain any kind of monetary gain here in America. We're saying that you're doing it without following the laws, statutes, and commandments. You're bound to fail, right? You're bound to fall into wickedness, right? You're bound to do things that are evil, and you're going to compromise the laws, statutes, and commandments to try to get there. The Most High will most assuredly take care of you and fatten your pockets and give you gain if you obey the laws, statutes, and commandments. Just
if
like
you obey, yes.
Khan, you know what I'm saying? Just like the brother Job. The Job was stayed in the land of Edom at the time when he was in the scriptures. He wasn't living in Israel, right? So he was in a foreign land, but he still gained mighty riches. Why? Because he obeyed the laws, statutes, and commandments. It doesn't matter where you are on the earth. As long as you obey the Most High, he will look out for you. But are you over here trying to do the way of the heathen? You trying to be a sexy red or one of these idiot rappers or whatever, rapping about killing your people and everything wicked? I guarantee you, for every amount of gain that you get here in the world, you're going to get the same amount of pain in the afterworld.
That's right. And they flashing their money around and bragging how much they got. That's not wealth, y'all. That's stupidity. Because none of those brothers are keeping the commandments. If they were keeping the commandments, they wouldn't even be doing that in the situation, rapping about killing their own people, going out with their own brothers' wives and all that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? The false entitlement of blacks in America, man. We have been truly spoiled in this country, and that's why when we read in Jubilees, our people shall cry out. Our people are not crying out. You know why? Because it's just our people are so gratified with the luxuries of this world, and they're sipping on and loving the gravy of the heathens.
That's right.
Yep, they're sucking it up. Go ahead and bring it out.
Khan. Well, the thing about entitlement, right? They think that that they have all of these DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion hires, right? That you think that you're just supposed to be part of the heathen's world, man. You let this you let this white man think of Star Wars, and all of these other stuff, and then all of a sudden, right? You think that it's not fair that we don't have black people in the world that the white people chose. This is something that the heathens have made up, but some kind of way, instead of trying to incorporate yourselves in the stories and the greatness of your forefathers, you would rather incorporate yourselves in the fantasies of the heathen, right? You believe that you should be in the line, that you should be first picked, that you should be chosen, right? Just because of the color of your skin or whatever the case may be, right? This is absolute wickedness, right? The world does not respect us. Why? Right? I see plenty of niggas, plenty of our people, what they do, they run around here and they claim, Black Panther, Black Panther is back, Wakanda. A white man thought of that. What you talking about? Right? Why are you over here praising something that has nothing to do with you? Right? I understand that these heathen, they try to they try to make up something, right, to try to include you here and there or whatever, right? And that's all cool, but you yourself, we have to realize where these things come from, right? We don't have original black authors thinking of stuff, and then all of a sudden we're trying to put that forward, right? Half of y'all have not even probably read a comics or any of these things that are that could be all black and made up by our people, the Hebrews. Instead, y'all would rather try to interject yourself and be a black Little Mermaid, right? Y'all over here trying a black Snow White or whatever the case may be. Y'all over here, y'all think that this is okay. Y'all haven't earned a damn thing, right? Where are the days that we used to create stuff? Those days are long gone because the heathens have destroyed our community, right? No longer are fathers in the homes, right? The heathens have destroyed our community to the point that we think that you're entitled, right, to services from the government. Oh, you know what? I feel that the government has to give me stuff, because I've had children out of wedlock, or I'll become wicked, or this, that, and the third. Man, this is just absolute wickedness, and the entitlement is crazy.
You know what's so crazy? Like on the Shabbat post, I left a link, and it's very powerful documentary. It's entitled "We Have Become Them." All right, and if some of you haven't seen that, go to the post later on and just check out that documentary. But it's talking about how we have become them. Like we've adapted every ways of the heathens.
Con.
From hairstyles. Look what we do to our hair. We blonde it, get this long, as Brother Aton calls it, golden retriever hair.
Looking crazy, man. That's not even your hair.
And then the brothers, they imitate. We imitate the love of money like they do. And remember, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Money itself is not evil, but the love of it. So it's like we become just like them in business, the mindset, in every way that the heathens have done in their wicked ways. We have become just like that. And I find that crazy, considering that we are a chosen people, that we are supposed to be different. We're a royal priesthood and we're supposed to stand out. But no, we just like the very ones who oppressed us. Now, if that ain't Stockholm syndrome, I don't know what is.
Like, we don't even have our own culture. I mean, like, think about it. They say that we do have American culture, right, or whatever. But you got to realize that every culture that we have, let's say like rap music at the beginning, right? Now, in the beginning, when we first started rapping, right, what was it? It was a lot of real wokeness, meaning that we was able to identify the things that we were going through, right? The injustices, the things that were happening to our people, right? The unjustness that was happening, right? So instead of questioning that stuff, right, what we did is now, right, instead of like when the so-called Jewish people, they said, we don't want to hear about the positivity anymore. We don't want to hear about that. We don't want y'all to uplift yourselves, right? So they started hiring these folks to talk negative about our people, calling the daughters of Zion whores and bees and all of this other stuff, and promoting baby mama culture, right? And then promoting all of this wickedness, harlotry, Pookie and Ray Ray. All of these things have been perpetrated and pushed forward by our people through the hands of the heathen. This is not our culture, right? Every holiday you have was given to you. The clothes that you wear is given to you. The style that was given to you. These fake churches and how they build these buildings were given to you. These are not the things that we did as a people. This is not our heritage. This is not our culture. But yet we are here in the land of our oppressor. And then guess what? Right. We're sitting here just believing it, and it's sucking up the white man's gravy.
That's right. Bring it out. And we don't have no culture because we've adapted the culture of our enemies. Ain't that crazy, y'all? And then our heritage is right before our face, the Holy Scriptures. That is our culture. But man, the white man has got a hold to that thing, and he has European the hell out of it. And got us thinking, got our people believing in a blue-eyed, blonde-haired JC character by the name of Cesare Borgia, who was really Zeus. Man, this stuff is crazy.
I'm gonna read Baruch. I'm gonna read Baruch. We're gonna go with Baruch, a couple of verses here, and then we're gonna annex over to Luke, chapter 1, right? Because the false sense of this entitlement that comes from our people is that their misunderstanding of the scriptures, right? Everybody believes if you go to Pastor Pork Chop and Pastor Pepperoni, they believe that, oh man, God's going to save you from your sins, right? That's not ever, if you read the scriptures, that's never been a thing.
No.
Right? That has never been a thing for, you're supposed to be able to repent from your sins, but God has always come through and sent his son, right, the Muhammad Shiach, to come through and to save us from our enemies. Our people are so sleek, so decadent and decayed in the land of their heathens that you don't even understand that we're in a war, that you feel entitled to be part of the rulership of a land that does not belong to you, right? The book of Baruch, it says, this is the book of the commandments of God. It's not a religion, all right? This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever, right? That means you still cannot eat pork. That's forever. You must keep the Sabbath day forever. Right. You must keep the holy days forever. You can never, if you stay married, you cannot divorce unless your wife commits fornication, right? You have to stay together. You cannot have children out of wedlock. All of the laws that are in the scriptures, they're still there. And guess what? How do you think that we know what you're going to be judged by? God is not, he doesn't have anything of secret in here. He tells you whether or not what's going to happen to you if you do this. You have sins of death. If you're a homosexual, if you die in that sin, what's going to happen? You're going straight to the lake of fire head first, right? It says, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob. That's our people. All the blacks, all the so-called blacks, the real blacks, not the, we're not talking about no mixed breeds like Kamala Harris that they're trying to hold up and trying to say that she's a black woman. That woman is a mixed breed, a mutant. She is not our people. All right.
Hey, before you go on, on that note, I hate when people in Israel, y'all got to get out of this habit. I hate when people call mixed or biracial people black. If you take a full-blooded male pet bull and a full-blooded female German Shepherd, and they have a pup, will that pup be a full-blooded pet bull? Hell no. It's going to be a mutt, what they call a mutt in animal kingdom. It's a mixed race. So when you got Israel out there and they get with a heathen, a white woman, and they have a baby, that baby is neither black or white. It's biracial. You created a race that the Most High did not create, and in a sense, it is an abomination. You can't get around that. Right? But our people don't think about it in that way. So when it comes to Kamala Harris, people calling her black. She's not black. And she might have some percentage of black in her. That she is not black. She is mixed. She's biracial. But anyway, I want to throw that out because I hate when people have a baby by a black person, then that baby that they label them as black. I ain't stand that stuff.
Those are two people that hated their own race. So much so, if we know that the Most High, he doesn't want you to mix fabrics. He doesn't want you to mix fabrics. He doesn't like you to mix seeds of different fruits together or any of these things. What makes you think that he's okay with a mixed race person? That's an abomination to the Most High. Most High made 22 nations for a reason. Everybody is separate. Everybody had their own inheritance of the land of the earth. You know what I'm saying? The Most High didn't make a land that the mixed that the mixed people are supposed to have. That's not how it goes, right? That's not how it goes. It says, turn thee, Jacob, verse 2, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou may be illuminated. Like right now, man, we're not illuminated, right? We're walking in darkness, in noonday, gropeth like the blind man, right? Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. All right. What does that mean? All right. That's these black pastor pork chops that are out here teaching that everybody can get the kingdom when there's only 12 gates to the kingdom for the 12 tribes of Israel with their names written on it. Right. And you over here thinking that just because you believe that you can get to the kingdom, what kind of entitlement is that? You haven't earned a damn thing. You're not keeping the commandments. You're not loving your brother as you love yourself. You out here just the scripture said, let the dead bury the dead in Luke and in Matthew. What does that mean? That means that if you are dead, means that you don't keep the commandments. Let those folks bury the wicked. If you are just, you give your bread into the just. You don't deal with the wicked. O Israel, happy are we for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Here we go. We were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies, we are here right now. Or ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, God hath brought up me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. Right? So who is the one that brought us into slavery? Is it really the white man? Right? Is it really the Arab man doing the Arab slave trade? Right? No, it's the Most High God. He's the one that brought us into captivity. Right? Why? Because the same thing that we're doing today, not following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Right.
Hey, on that note, man, even was it was either Isaiah Jeremiah, I believe it was Jeremiah, that even had the question Most High, because he was like, are we just naturally homeborn slaves? Like we've been through captivity so many times, all right, I mean, it's like almost 7 times through captivity, and it's like we have not learned yet, even unto today. We have not learned. I mean, that is mind-boggling, man. And to see our people out here caught up in the gravy of the heathens, celebrating their holidays. Man, entitlement, man. You talking about entitlement, man.
And you think that the Most High, you be calling upon the name of the Lord, and well, not even the real name, you be calling upon Jesus and think He's going to save you, right? That's not how it works, right? You can't sit out here and not do anything. What does the scripture say in Proverbs? Not in Psalms. It says that those that don't follow the law, even your prayer shall be abomination.
That's
God's
right.
not listening to you if you don't obey Him. You can pray till you're blue in the face. If you haven't been keeping the laws, if you haven't been obeying the statutes or the commandments, God is not listening. In fact, He has disdain looking down at you, even trying to ask. He's like, man, what kind of wicked nigga is this? You over here doing wickedness all through the year, and all of a sudden when you get in trouble, here you are trying to ask for my help. You know, that's just like if you have your parents, right? You ain't done nothing but steal from your mama and daddy, right? Taking the car when you're not supposed to. Right, stealing out your, stealing out your mom and daddy purse, doing all this kind of stuff, wickedness, never obeying them, right? You know what I'm saying? Your father tell you to do this and you do that, right? All the things that your parents does not want you to do, you've been doing it the whole time, and you end up getting into the straits, right? You end up getting in trouble, and then all of a sudden you're gonna call your parents up and think they're supposed to come and help you. Are you kidding me right now? Do you know how foolish that sounds? That's the same thing with the Most High God. Don't sit there and try to pray and ask God to come help you after you done spit in His face and just doing everything you can to make the Most High, your real Father, upset. Right? It says, "For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlast brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning." That's what we're doing right now in the country. Weeping and mourning. 73% single mothers, right? Pookies and Ray Rays everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Look at look at our young. Look at the young brothers. All of them emotional, wearing these weird clothes, got color in their hair, right? Look, just look at absolute folly to the highest degree. "Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, for the sins of my children am left desolate," right? Because they have departed from the law of God, which means what, right? The land of Israel supposed to be desolate. Now we got heathens up in there. Why? Because we departed from the laws of God. We're over here in the land of our captivity. They knew not His statutes, nor walked in His ways of His commandments, nor trod in the path of the discipline and the righteousness. "Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting has brought upon them. For He hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity the child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters." Now, if you know something about Ruth, he's talking about Babylon here, right? So what are we today? We're in the new Babylon. This is the same thing that we talk about in the scriptures, right? It's Babylon all over again. The exact same thing, right? "But what can I help you? For He brought these plagues upon you, will deliver you from the hands of your enemies." This is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the deliverance from the hands of our enemies. Hey, Ak, you want to read? Look, I done read that whole thing. You gonna read up to 22 up?
Yep. Where you leave off at?
19?
16? 19?
Yeah, Con.
Okay. All right. So go your way. Wait a minute. Did you? No, you left off 17. So,
okay.
But what can I help? What can I help you? It says, "But what can I help you? For that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies." Y'all hear that? It says, "For He that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies." So, the Most High is the one who has done all this. He's put us in the captivity. Guess what? He's going to bring us. He's going to bring us out of captivity when we cry out to Him, whenever that will be. All right, that could be next 10 years, 20. That could be the next 100 years. It could be the next 1,000 years. Who knows? We just don't know when our people going to get in their thick skulls to do right and to stop doing wicked. All right. But as long as they got all these devices, there are people going to continue to do wicked. It's crazy. Verse 19, it says, "Go your way, O my children. Go your way, for I am left desolate." I mean, we totally turned our backs on the Most High. We're doing the same things that our forefathers did. You know what? And they seen the evidence. They seen all the miracles. We didn't. We have not witnessed the splitting of the Red Sea. We didn't witness the 10 plagues of Egypt. We didn't witness none of that stuff. Can you imagine being there witnessing the downfall of your enemies with all those miracles? And then you get to a point where you still doubt the Most High? That's insanity, y'all. It says, "I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days." All right. "Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies." You know, throughout the Torah, we see this a lot. If we just repent and turn back to the Most High will destroy our enemies. All right. It says that in Jasher chapter 13 and verse 4. It says that if you will guard and keep the commandments of the Most High, I will cause your enemies to fall before you. But no, we don't want to do that. We'd rather keep the 4th of July. We'd rather celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day, all these wicked ass holidays before we even think about keeping the Most High's commandments and feasts. And they were for us. Most High has designated feast days for his chosen people. It's like somebody giving you a mansion, right? Somebody giving you a mansion, and it has 16 rooms, and it has all the diamonds, crystals, and then you turn it down for some stanky hog meat. I mean, it's like that is the equivalent of what you are doing to the Most High right now. When you celebrate, he's giving you gold, diamond, the feast of the Most High, the righteous acts. But you rather stomp that under feet and go celebrate the heathens' holidays. And that is the most wicked, destructive mindset that I've ever seen. And I never understand something like that. All right. "Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior." All right. And he's praying this because these people, even back then during Baruch's time, our people were wicked. So he had to get on them boys, for being wicked. And it's the same, it's no difference today. And our people are even more wicked because, for one, we're not in our land. We don't have the priest. We don't have the priesthood. We don't have our heritage. We've taken on the heritage of our enemies. And this is why we're going through what we're going through now. So if you wonder why police are showing up, shooting our people, killing our people left and right, no reason. All the heathen nations are killing our people. Our own people are killing their people. I mean, man, we're getting hit from every corner with no relief in sight because our people are wicked.
Let me ask y'all something, Israel. Right? We're not supposed to be dealing with these politics, right? But a lot of our people, we're caught up into the politics. So if we're dealing with, let's say we just, we're going to look overhead at the secular world that we are a part of at this particular time, right? And we see how, every year we try to, put our hope in one of these heathen, right? That get into the office, that they should do something for our people. Why? Can anybody in the comment section tell me why should these heathen do anything for our people, right? Every time you look up on the news, right, you see us doing something wicked. We want to stealing, robbing, killing our own people, right? Just doing, not being the best, right, man? Half our people can't even talk straight, right? We're over here. You can't speak Hebrew. How are y'all? Most of y'all hardly can even speak English. Y'all just think it's cute. Just go over here and just, use slang and other kind of stupid language. Y'all think that these folks are that where we're at, that that the Most High is going to bring peace. It says that if we keep the commandments, that even our enemies will be at peace with us. The enemies are not at peace with us. You know why? Because we're not keeping the commandments. The entitlement of our people is crazy. Right? You think that these white people should hire you at their own jobs that they made. Why? If you're not good at what you're doing, if you're not the best at what you're supposed to be doing, right? If you're not a Deuteronomy 7:6 brother or sister that's supposed to be above all people upon the earth, and how do you get that? Is by keeping the commandments, which gives you wisdom. If you're not that way, why should anybody do anything for you? The entitlement is out of this world. Right? I'm surprised that these heathen haven't moved to try to put us back in slavery. Every time you look up, niggas is being a menace. You're being a menace. You're being a menace. These heathen go home and call you nigga behind with the strong ER, right? Behind closed doors. Why? But that's how you acting. You're not acting like a child of God. Right? Just imagine if we had all our sisters and brothers, they were married out here, and the sisters were dressed in modest clothing. What could you say then against our people? Nothing. Instead, y'all prop up these wicked women and these wicked men amongst our people, and then you expect the heathen to look at us and be like, well, you know what? We should do something for these people. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We get shot down in the street. We get killed. We get everything is against us. Why? It's because we have not proven, not even to the Most High, that we are worth for anybody to do anything for. You're not doing anything. And then the people that do have knowledge, you just sit there, right? And you stay quiet about it. You don't say anything. You just let the wickedness just continue. Let it multiply and multiply and multiply as it continues to bring our people down into the dirt. We don't live in the light. We live in the darkness, which is why we're continuously treated like the scum of the earth. We are a proverb, a reproach among the land that we're at. Why? Because we're not obeying the Most High God. If you are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, that alone will bring you up to a status that is above all heathens. Right? I'm Brother Daniel and myself, right? We keep the everyone of my at the place that I work, they understand I keep the commandments, right? And the way that I carry myself at all times, I keep the commandments, and guess what? I get raised up. I get raised up. Same thing with Brother Daniel. He gets raised up. Right? I can literally tell you, Israel, and I am not joking. Right? I started since I closed up my own business when I was working for myself, and I started working for these and I started doing the work that I do now, right? The Most High has literally doubled my pay since I've gotten there. Literally doubled my pay and then some since I've gotten there. That's because what? I show myself to be one that keeps the laws, statutes, and commandments, so I strive for greatness. There is no heathen that looks down upon me and says that, talk behind my back or anything. When they need something, when they know there's that I'm on the job, they know that the best is get there, and I earn what I get. You can't sit there and be a low brow, or you think you're going to be lazy. You always want to get off early. You don't want to work. You always want all these days, so you always want the days off. You don't want to work like the Most High says work. You think that you're entitled to these things, that these heathens, they should pay you the same as they pay their own people. Why? You're not proven to be better than them. You haven't made no company. You haven't done any of this. But yet here you are. You think that you should be entitled to what these heathen have. Why? These heathen is the one that let you go free. I'm not going to lie. Through the spirit of the Most High God, I thank the Most High that we're not still in slavery. But it's nothing that we've done for it. You niggas ain't spilled no blood. There was no war. There was nothing to fight for your freedom. There might have been a few insurrections here and there on the plantation, right? But in all, it came down to some heathen decided that, you know what? Well, we're not going to do this, right? We're just not going to, they're going to let us go. And then for what? And then for what? Look at us today. You would think that we'll have enough common sense to make up our own thing, that we could just do it even amongst the heathen, like the so-called Chinese people. They have a Chinatown that they only hire only China folks in the land of the heathen. They have their own civilization. They have their, think about it, right? Everybody else comes to America or comes over here. They have their own civilization and their own thing. You talk these old Mexican folks, right, which I can't stand, right? But they got their own community. They got their own holidays, right? They got their own language. They got their own ways, that they do not let the ways of these heathen affect them. Notice that when one of these Mexicans are so-called, they get fired on the job, I've seen plenty of tapes where all of them will quit because they stick together as a people. They following the commandments, and they have no idea, and they don't know nothing about it. But look at us. Instead of doggone following our people, man, you go and you have one that's running to the white man, ready to tell on their own brother. We don't stick together as a people. And you think that's going to grant you some favor with these heathen? No, that just makes you look like a sucker, a simp, low intellect buster. That's what they think of you. They're like, oh man, these people ain't about nothing. I don't care how I treat them. This is why they feel that they can do what they want to do to you, and they know that they can do it, because ain't none of you gonna stand up because y'all don't keep the laws. Y'all feel that entitled, that these heathens should give you something. Let us, give us some reparations. What does the curses say though? You ain't worthy of no we ain't worthy of no reparations. You don't keep no laws. 100% wickedness. Well, I'll say 85% wickedness, and maybe 15% of the population of our people maybe keep the laws, right? But as a whole, right, what are they concentrating on? They concentrating on the 85% of our people that are always in the news, that are always dealing in harlotry. There's always got some dude that got 50 baby mamas that ain't married not one of them, right? Turning the daughters of Israel into whores, right? Now, I mean, like, what is going on with our people? Just the overall look of our people, when you look on the outside, right? It's not good. You don't look at, nobody thinks about black people as being the the top notch of everything, unless you see us in sports or something like that, right? But morality, everybody talks about and raps about the ghetto, right? They try to glorify wickedness, selling drugs and shooting and all of this other stuff. What is that gonna accomplish to your people? A bunch of fatherless children out here being Crips and Bloods and gangsters. A bunch of fatherless children out here being whores and harlots and baby mamas.
And see, on that note, if 76% of households are being run by black women, and just imagine all the kids, we're talking about from the 90s to this present day. All right, it's gotten so bad to the point where you look at all the children that are coming up, all the feminizing, all that stuff, and look at their mentality. Now let's fast forward. Just think in the next 20 years what that's going to look like. I can't even imagine, man. And it's like the Most High is going to allow this to continue until it bleeds itself out, until a remnant is left. I'm telling y'all. Y'all have no idea. I'm telling you, this is going to hit the fan, and this thing is going to get worse and worse until only a remnant is left, y'all. I'm telling you, man, our people are bleeding out so fast. It's not even funny, and it's going to get worse. We ain't seen nothing yet, and y'all probably wonder, like, why is it always that we're constantly in judgment all the time? Why is it that we're constantly getting our backs beat in? Why is it that we just don't have no rest or peace? Because we're not keeping the commandments.
Facts.
It all goes back to that. You can't get around it. And until our people, and it's so simple to see. It's so simple to see. But yet you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And it all boils down to you not keeping the commandments. And our people see that, man, it's going to continue to get worse.
John. The book of Luke, right? Now, I want you to really understand what I'm about to bring out here, right? Because a lot of entitlement is coming from our people that we think that we deserve something. We ain't done nothing. right? We think that we deserve something, but we have not done anything. It says, blessed be the Lord God of everybody. No, it says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, the 12 tribes, the sons and daughters from the seed line and the bloodline of Jacob only. For he has visited and redeemed his people, our people, right? This is why the Most High died. Right? This is why the Most High sent his son to die. And raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all those that hate us. Right? It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all those that hate us. Instead, right, we believe that we're supposed to be entitled to what the heathen has over here. Hey, put me in your movie. Yeah. Hey, make a black mermaid. Why not? Well, black mermaid support, and then we only 12% of the population. Are you kidding me right now? 40 million against 333 million heathens, and you believe that you're supposed to be propped up, and you don't keep no laws. Instead of trying to be saved for your enemy, you want to be hand in hand with your enemy. Right? He that joined, I'll bring a scripture later, right? You were not supposed to be joining hand in hand with your enemies. You might work with them, right? You may be on the job with them. You may do all of these things. True. Hey, that's fine. But you have to keep the commandments. You have to keep the commandments and remember in the back of your head that this is not your land. You are not hired by your own people. You work for the heathen to get the money with the heathen's face on it, to spend in the heathen stores, to give right back to them. Right? This is the situation that we're in. You're in a war.
Dead presidents faces on this dollar bill, and they had our ancestors in slavery.
That's right. And y'all sitting up here killing each other for that. Y'all, and you know what I'm saying? This is absolute madness, folly on all angles. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all those that hate us. We are definitely in the land of people and the hand that hate us. You look around the world, right? Anything that's going on, just like right now, what they're doing with this stupid ass woman, this mamzer, you know, and she was a whore from back in the day, right? They trying to see, this is how you know that they hate us. They're trying to start a race war. That's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to say that this woman is so-called black, and then you look around, you see all these stupid sisters. They try, I'm gonna vote for her because she's a black woman. That woman is not black. Don't you know if they try some craziness like that and they end up trying to do something like put this clown ass woman in the chair, that you will not be able to convince the people that vote for Trump and all of this stuff that they didn't steal the doggone ballot vote. And guess what? This is going to start. This is going to start a race war. With only 40 million among 333 million, we do not have the numbers. We do not have the artillery. We are not keeping the commandments, and we do not have the power of God to save us. Right? All you idiots, morons, and simp brothers out here, sisters that think that y'all going to try that, right? Y'all going to get us in more trouble than we're already in. Or y'all can't even perceive the war that we're in before your very eyes because you fail to keep the laws and you have no wisdom. Verse 71 says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all those that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our forefathers and to remember his holy covenant. We ain't remembering no holy covenant. The oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. In holiness means separate, right? We're not separate. You're trying to be included. DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. You trying to be included with the heathen. That's what you want to be. And holiness means separate. We're supposed to be separate from them. And righteousness before him all the days of our lives. That don't mean some of the days, right? That means all the days of your life. Once you wake up to this truth, you're supposed to rush and start keeping the commandment and be in sorrow, because you got to realize how much wickedness and sin and disappointment that you have caused our Father. But instead, y'all want to be included. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all don't care about spitting on the laws. Y'all just do what y'all want to do. Right? Women leading the household. What in the world? Where did that happen at? Y'all want to just slurp the gravy of the heathens, like Brother Daniel says. Right? And believe this stuff. We've given y'all 50 years of this wickedness and it's gone down. Right? The first time ever, it says that our children are dumber now than they were in the past. Are you kidding me right now? Our children now are dumber now than they are in the past. You know why? Because women, they think they're going to have children up in their 30s. Right? With no father in the home to raise up good children with morals, respect, and discipline in order to further the nation of Israel to get up out of this captivity. Now, we don't have that, though. If you are leading a single home, where is the fathers to take care of the homes? And instead, y'all think y'all entitled to the white man to give y'all compensation. Oh, well, because I'm a single mother, I feel that I should get this and that and the third. What? Oh, because I'm black, I think that y'all should give me some reparations. When did you build anything? When were you in slavery? When was the chains on your back? No, you a criminal in the hood shooting your own brother and robbing your own brother, and you think that somebody should give you something. Take it away, Up.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And to think that we want to sit up here and think that we should be entitled in the lands of our captivities.
It's bad.
The false entitlement of blacks in America. And we ain't learned nothing yet. You know, and every time something happens, let's say every time one of our people are killed by the police or what have you, what's the first thing our people do? They'll run to the churches, go sing and pray and dance, then get some picket signs and march around the neighborhood somewhere. Then the stuff dies off, and then they do the process all over again. Go to the pass the pork chops, and pass the pepperoni. Brother Atar said, and then you give all your money. You give all your money to Pastor Pork Chop and Pastor Pepperoni, or I should say Pastor Pork Chop and Deacon Pepperoni.
That's right.
and then you out of money, you can't pay your rent, and you out there walking around with picket signs, crying and weeping, and they killing our people. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Then you go back to eating your pork chops. Next week, 2 weeks later, it happens again. You do the same process all over again. Our people don't learn. The Most High is trying to get your attention to turn back to Him to keep His commandments. Burn these false idols that y'all got, keeping these holidays. When we do that, that's when we'll see true power on the earth with our people. But they're not going to do that because our people don't get it. They don't. First of all, they don't care. They don't want to care. They rather die in the arms of the heathens before they even think about keeping one commandment of the Most High. That's sad, y'all. That's sad.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19. All right. We're gonna go through 19 to 24, and Brother Daniel and myself, we're gonna go over this. Hey, I'll read up to 21, and you can read 22 to 24 if you want.
All right.
All right, Khan. It says the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. Right? It says the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. So that means if you know the commandments, right, you know the doctrine of life, right? That means you just know the doctrine of life. And they that do things that please Him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality, right? It says the fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of His omnipotency. Now, when I break, it says that in all wisdom is the performance of the law. What does that mean? That you can know the law all day. You can know the commandments. You can have knowledge of the doctrine of life. But if you're not doing it, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand anything. You're not going to understand that the earth is not a ball floating through the middle of the space, because guess what? You just know about the commandments, but you're not keeping them, right? Keeping the commandments is what imbues you with the wisdom of the Lord. You have to do it, right? You have to do it. It's just like, when you watch these movies and you see these secret powers that these folks get and stuff like that, they have to go through these rites and they had to do this stuff right here. It's the same thing right here. Where do you think they get that stuff from? You cannot understand the scriptures unless you do what the scriptures is telling you to do. It's just like you can know what your father told you. Hey, your father says, hey, your father and your mother, right? They give you instruction to try to make sure that your life is good, right? Hey, don't do this, don't do that. Hey, move like this and move like that. As soon as you are moving like this and moving like that, you will be able to understand why your parents have told you to do that, right? You're not going to get that understanding of why to do it unless you do it. You can hear him say it all day, right? But until you apply yourself, you will never understand that this is what's supposed to be done. You will never gain the wisdom of the things that you're doing. This is why the performance of the law is what gives you the wisdom to understand the scriptures, right? You can know I'm supposed to keep the Sabbath day, but you're not going to understand why unless you do it. Right? I have an unfounded peace every Shabbat, an unfounded peace that I experience, right? A renewing of spirit that I experience every time that I keep the Shabbat. I don't cook on the Shabbat. I do all the customs and the rites of the Holy Shabbat. And this gives me the unparalleled peace and rejuvenation of spirit that gives me every week to go hard in the battle against these heathens, right? If you're not doing the things that the Most High has commanded you, you will never understand what the wisdom of the Lord truly is. If a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth thee, though afterward do it, he angered him that nourished him, right? So this is the same thing that I was telling y'all before. But the Most High has told our people over and over again to do this particular thing. Sundown Friday to sundown Saturday is the Sabbath of the Lord.
That's right.
If you're keeping the Sabbath, if you decide that you want to go to church on Sunday, right? Now, you know that the judgment for not keeping the Sabbath is death. So if you say that you don't want to listen to God and you want to do it, and he's the one that's nourishing you, and you want to go ahead and you want to go to church on Sunday and you think that's the Shabbat, right? I can guarantee you that every single person on this earth that has died, has gone to church on Sunday, they are roasting like charcoal black marshmallows in the lake of fire right now. That's where they're going. You in hell. The belly of hell swelleth with the amount of wickedness that is on the earth. If you're not keeping the laws, this is a sin unto death. This one thing right here has so many people gone to hell. Gone. And then when it's time for you to get resurrected, straight from hell, straight to the lake of fire, and then we're going to forget all about you as the Most High builds a brand new earth, a brand new heaven, and we're going to rejoice with all the righteous brothers and sisters that loves to keep the Most High God's laws, that loves to obey, that doesn't like turmoil, that doesn't like trouble, that does not like being locked up in the land of the heathen, under their rules, under their rulership, under their lies and deception. Brother Dane?
You know, I wanted to elaborate on verse 19 before I read on here.
Oh, bring
It says the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. Now, I want y'all to really think about something. And the reason why people don't have understanding, because if you're not keeping the laws with all your heart, mind, and soul, you're not going to have that understanding. This is why when you try to witness to your people, they don't have the understanding because they're not keeping the commandments. You know, the scripture says, my sheep hears my voice. They have to be in that mindset where they even willing to listen. And this is powerful because this is the key right here to all wisdom of the Most High, is keeping the commandments. Now, Brother Aton brought it earlier about the judgments. Now, you got to understand there's two places where our people go, where the scriptures call it resting places, but one of them is really not resting. but it's not fire just yet either. But it is a place of torment. Now you have the resting place for the righteous, and then you have the place where the wicked go. All right, it's like the spirit world. And if y'all think that spirit world is not real, it's real. It's real, y'all. And this is why what we do on this flat earth right now will matter, because nothing goes unpunished. All right. And if you want to read that, I believe that's in Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, I want to say. Is that correct, Doc?
Yeah.
Yep. And there's all those verses that tells you that, but it's powerful, y'all. But let me continue on reading here in verse 22. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Y'all hear that? The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. All right, let's take a pause there for a minute. Now, we make up about 12% of the population of the U.S., right? It's probably a little less than that because we're diminishing our numbers. Our numbers are diminishing. So it says there is wickedness. It says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So if you have out of that 12% and you only have it maybe 0.00001% that's keeping the commandments, that's very few. All right. But outside of that, the rest of our wicked brothers and sisters are following the ways of the heathens. All right. What do you think that's going to lead to? The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. There's just no wisdom in it. There's no enlightenment in that. All right. You follow the ways of the heathen. Well, guess what? You're going to get good at doing it. And the longer you practice it, the harder it is to break.
All right.
All right. This is like with anything you practice, you get good at, even wickedness. Verse 24. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Verse 23.
Yeah. You got to read that last part now.
It says, there is a wickedness. There is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. That's like, oh my goodness. Okay, when you read that, it's like people think they're wise in their own wickedness. That's a double folly, man. There is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. Verse 24, he says, he that hath small understanding and feareth God is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. Now that is a headbanger, right? Let me read that again. It says, he that hath small understanding. That's like somebody who's just, okay, they have a knowledge of the scriptures and they understand what they need to do to keep the laws, all right? He that hath small understanding and feareth God, because if you fear the Most High, guess what? You're going to keep the commandments. It is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. So you got these people out here that think they're wise in their own way, all right? Wise in their own understanding. They may have all these doctorate degrees, big time, whatever, making 150 to 200 a year. All right. Drive nice cars, have big houses, have all this experience, but all their education amounts to nothing. Why? Because they do not fear the Most High and they do not keep the commandments. And this is what a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of people think that just because they have these nice things and they have all this education, they must be favorite of the Most High. Hell no. You gotta understand the Most High does not honor or favor worldly wisdom. All right, it says that in Galatians chapter 2. The wisdom of this world is foolishness unto the Most High. Read Galatians chapter 2. It tells you that the wisdom of this world is foolishness unto the Most High. So you can claim to have all that wisdom, but it's only dung. It's only foolishness. It means nothing to the Most High. All right. But when you fear the Most High and keep His commandments, you are above any wicked person on this earth. All right. Think about it. You look at the prophets, all right? Why do we still remember Moshe unto this day? Why do we still remember David unto this day? These are the names that stand the test of time. Why? Because these brothers, these prophets obeyed the Most High. They feared the Most High and they kept the commandments.
That's right.
And we still remember them. Now you look at all these famous singers like of old, you can't even remember them no more because I mean, they're not keeping no commandments. They're not keeping no laws. You know, their names are going to fade away like the wind. We're not going to remember that. You know, 20, 100, 50 years from now, nobody's going to remember Prince Nelson. Nobody's going to remember that dude. And, he was a popular singer. So you get where I'm going? Like all these popular names that you hear today are not going to be remembered 50 years from now. They're not.
That's right.
Because they're dung. It's all dung. Let the dead bury their dead. But the names that stand the test of time are those who has kept the commandments and sighed and cried for the people of Israel.
That's right.
Yep.
I want to bring out something else, right? I want to go back to verse 22. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. It says, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Right? What does this mean? If you are one of us brothers or sisters that are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you're not supposed to even seek the counsel of a wicked nigga or a wicked nigga at. It says this, right? What is prudence? Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. What is prudence, right? What does prudence mean? Let's bring this up in the Strong's real quick. It's lock here. All right, so it says this is prudence right here. All right.
Strong's G 5428. Phronesis.
Okay, phronesis. Okay, that's in the Hebrew, right? Now that's understanding, knowledge of the holy love of the will of God, right? It says mental action or activity, i.e. intellectual or moral insight, prudence or wisdom, right? So let's go back to the scriptures. Now remember what that says now, mental action or activity, i.e. intellectual or moral insight. That means the ability to tell the difference between right and wrong, right? Not and I hate to do this right here, but but you got these people out here that say, you're not a man if you don't want to get with a baby mama. You don't listen to the prudence, you don't listen to the counsel of sinners. Because they have no idea what is right and what is wrong. You don't take the counsel of them. You just straight ignore them because they are dummies. You don't listen to at all what they say. If they're not in the law, statutes, and commandments, if they're not a brother or sister that obeys God, you don't listen to the counsel of them at all. They're going to lead you down the path of unrighteousness, down the path of folly, down the path of straight wickedness. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
And guess what? If you're not keeping the commandments, guess who you're going to follow? And it's going to follow the same mess. And that's why so many of our people are taking advice from all these counselors, these heathens that mean nothing.
Bring it out, man.
It's crazy, y'all.
I want to show y'all something real quick, right? We're so concentrated on, like, if you hear these, like, a lot of our people, we try to say, oh yeah, we're gonna fight against the heathens and we're gonna do this. No, that's not. It said vengeance is the Lord's. We have never had to fight because we always had God to fight for us.
That's right.
See, that's the glory of being an Israelite. That's the glory of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. 2 Maccabees chapter 8, verse 36. It says, thus he that took upon him to make good to the Romans their tribute by means of the captives of Jerusalem told abroad that the Jews had God to fight for them. Right? We didn't fight the Egyptians to get out of our captivity. We didn't do that. We didn't do any of that. When we went across the lands and we killed all of these heathens, straight up committed genocide on wicked nations, right? We had God to fight for us. God was on our side. God has given us the power that when we went in with one man would go in, 10 men to 100 men will flee. You're not doing that by yourself.
Oh, no.
You only have to do it with the power of God. And right now, if you're not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, this is why the heathens can so easily subdue you. How is it possible that you was on these plantations, hundreds of slaves on there, when you had a few heathen that'll keep y'all in check? How is that possible? That's because you niggas weren't keeping the commandments. We still not keeping the commandments. Nothing is too huge for the Most High God. It said the Jews had God to fight for them, and therefore they could not be hurt because they followed the laws that he gave them. It is so simple. We don't follow the laws that the Most High gave us. That's why we're continuously being hurt.
And that's why we're constantly following the false entitlement of blacks in America. It's crazy, y'all. And the Most High did not play around with his word. He means what he says. And even those who are keeping the commandments right now, I'll tell you what it says. And this is throughout our generations. And it says, and now, therefore, if you will hearken to my voice and guard, and this is Jasher chapter 13, verse 4. And now, therefore, if you will hearken to my voice and guard my commandments, my statutes, and my Torah, then will I cause your enemies to what? To fall before you. This is why when Brother Eitan at his job, at my place of work, look, we make it plain that these are our feast days. We turn in our calendar just like you all do. And they have to respect that. And guess what? Because of our lifestyle, they respect that. You know, if the heathens see that you're real with yours, they're not going to go against you. They're going to fall back, because Most High is going to cause them to fall back. And it says, then will I cause your enemies to fall before you, and I will multiply your seed like the stars of heaven, and I will send my blessings upon all the works of your hands, and ye shall lack nothing. So when you keep these commandments, y'all, you'll see a difference. The Most High, we will not have to go out and take vengeance on the heathens. We don't have to do that, because the Most High is going to do that for us. Let the Most High, let the Almighty Yahweh take out the garbage. And that's exactly what's going to happen when we keep the laws. The Most High is going to clean house for us. We won't even have to. We won't have to lift a finger. But you know, our people just don't get it. And this is what me and Brother Eitan talk about this all the time. This blows our mind. Like, what's it going to take for our people to see this? It's like they keep trying the same things over and over and over, and it's not working. And they see that it's not working, but they still doing the same stuff. Yeah.
I want y'all to understand something, right? You know, they right. If you listen to the worldly people, right, the Christians and all these other folks, that they don't keep the laws, right? Just like we read before in Sirach, we was talking about how for you to keep the law, that's what's going to give you wisdom. That's when it's going to give you the true understanding of what's going on, right? You know, you hear these Christians tell you, oh, God hates the sin and not the person that's doing the sin. Are you kidding me? Right? Let's read it. Let's read it. The false entitlement is real. It says, for the Most High hated sinners. That means he can't stand your wicked ass. I hate to say it like that, but that's just straight up. He can't stand you. And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. Imagine that, right? The Most High that sits on the throne of the highest of the high. He looks down at you, a little speck of dust. He has enmity towards you. He wants to destroy you and make you hurt. And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So imagine if you got you know what I'm saying, your pops, for those that grew up with your father, I know I did, right? And I disobeyed my dad, right? The last thing I wanted was an ass cut, a whooping, right? Nobody wants that. That's my pops repaying vengeance to my ungodly behind. It's the same thing, but except for in this time, we have to worry about the person that actually can construct souls. He can construct souls and spirits and places in the earth for the spirits to rest, hell and the lake of fire. And he has the ability to build the sky, stars, and all of these things that the Most High has made. You have this person right here this entity, this being, this everlasting, omnipotent, omniscient being, he's mad at you, right? He is not happy at all with you. It says, for the Most High hateth sinners. You wondering why your life ain't going good? This is why. He hates you. He hates you because you're wicked. And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Right? He'll send you straight to hell, hold you aside for a little while. Hold you aside for how many years until, right? He's not going to just all of a sudden just destroy you into the lake of fire just immediately. Nah, right? Just like it says in 2 Ezra 9, you got to get that punishment first. You got to go through torments. Like the wicked is going through torments. Like old boy that didn't want to give to Lazarus, right? The rich man in Luke, right? He's still going through torments right up to this very day. You don't want that to be you. You could be taken out of here at any moment. Your grace could be ended at any moment, and there you could be right beside Lazarus. Right? I mean, not beside Lazarus, but right beside the rich man. Right? Begging Lazarus for a drop of water or just some kind of relief from the torment that you're suffering. But no, y'all want to live in a land of heathens. Y'all want to wear short skirts, bust your legs open for any Tom, Dick, and Harry that's there, chase after the bag, and not keep God's commandments. You niggas want to pull pistols on your brother, want to rob him out of something that he has because you got an envious eye. You want to be gangsters, thugs, and then talk down about your people and not keep the commandments. You want to go to Pastor Pork Chops' church and pass around the offering plate and put money of the dead man right up in there. You want to preach false doctrines. You just want to keep our people down in the darkness because you're scared of the light. We got to wake up, Israel. The entitlement is real. We don't deserve anything because we haven't done anything to deserve it. Right? If we were truly on our game, right? If we were truly deserving of anything, the Most High would have sent his son back by now. Hamashiach would have been busted open the clouds with a lightning bolt from the east to the west as far as the eye could see, with a legion of angels coming down to destroy the wicked, to deliver us from the land of our enemies, and to return us back to the land of Israel and put the rest of the nations in captivity for 1,000 years. Let you beat the backs of the heathens bloody.
That means we got a lot of work to do.
But y'all don't want that. Y'all love it here. Y'all love it here.
They love it out. No, they love it. Don't want to leave.
No, y'all don't want to leave.
Look, we're not not gonna drag this on anymore, but I think y'all get the point now. And it's something that we've been crying out for the longest. And every lesson that we've done, it always comes back to keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. And hey, me and Brother Aton, we're gonna continue to rock this truth until the day we go to our graves. And prayerfully somebody else picks up the mantle and carries it on. I don't know what the technology is going to look like 20 years from now, but hey, this message is going to continue to go out. And hey, hopefully the ones who choose to hear the Father's voice, my sheep hear my voice, will listen. We already know that it's only going to be a remnant. We know that the majority never will be saved. I mean, we've learned that from the flood. 8 people out of billions of people on the earth, only 8. Sodom and Gomorrah, man, you talking about millions of people.
That's right.
Only a few saved. Lot and his wife could have been saved, but she was so tied to the city that she couldn't let it go. She turned into a pillar of salt. So it was just Lot and his daughters. I was like, dang. So that tells you right there that the pool of wickedness has a very strong pull, y'all. It's like a magnet. That's why you have to stay away from it. That's why the scripture says that broad is the way that leadeth into destruction, because nobody's going to check you on the broad road. You can do anything you want on the broad road. Man, you can sin, be wicked, Nobody's going to check you. Matter of fact, people are going to encourage you. You can do anything you want. You can be anything you want on the broad road. But on that narrow road, you got to keep the commandments. You can't do what you want to do on that narrow road. You can't be what you want to be on that narrow road. And you cannot definitely come as you are on that narrow road. But on the broad road, you can come as you are. The pastor pork chops, the deacon pepperonis, the harlots, the pookies, and the ray-rays. Oh man, the broad road is filled with all kinds of people. If that's the road you want to go down, then so be it. That's on you. But for me and my house, we're gonna keep the commandments. That's all I got.
All right, Israel. We're gonna today. I know we haven't done this in a minute, but we'll give y'all a chance to ask a few questions if y'all got any questions that you want to be answered. Right now, I'm gonna deal with brother one of y'all's. It says, I had a job interview yesterday. It looked promising until I told the manager that I need Saturdays off for the Shabbat. He's a brother. All right, let me ask you something, brother. When you came, did you came prepared with the calendar in hand to show him that you obey the laws of the Most High God? Right, these are really important. Right now, me speaking from experience, right? Because mostly I've always worked for myself, but but now I'm working for somebody right now. Right, I'm working for. I still do my own thing on the side, but I'm also working for somebody, and these are heathens, and I am working for a company of heathens right now. But I prayed, and not only did I pray, but when I came prepared. I came prepared for when I'm there, so they know that this is nothing I just made up or anything I just come for. I came prepared with the calendar, and I showed them, hey, these are the days that I need. I understand that. Well, if you can't abide by these days, then I can't work for you guys. Like I said, if you keeping the laws of the Most High God, right, even your enemies will be at peace with you. I got an immediate call, and I got hired for the job.
Just be bold. Just be bold with it. Just be bold with it. You can be professional, but just be like, hey, bring your calendar. I'm sure you had the calendar with you. Let them know, hey, this is the heritage of my forefathers. I'm required to keep this. If they don't want to hire you, then there's other jobs. I mean, we live in a time where now it's like you can find so many different jobs out there. You know what I'm saying? But just have faith in the Most High, and He'll bless you. Trust me.
Right.
Well, don't trust me, but trust the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
And this is and this goes to every single brother, right? Hey, the days of mediocrity are done. Right? Our people shouldn't be mediocre or anything. Anything you do, you should be the best at it. You should be the top of the top, or at least one up there. Right? You come into these companies that you want these heathens to hire you, right? You have to be able to know that you're the top of the top. If you want to go through your life lackadaisical and not hardly do nothing, and you have a whole bunch of jobs on your resume because you can't hold tenure at one job for a long time, don't look for these folks to really give you a chance. Right?
Yeah. Hey, look at this, y'all. Look at this. I'm gonna read this right quick. It says I had to turn down a supervisor's position for trying to have me working on the Shabbat Saturdays. I'm not doing it. All praise to the Most High. I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. If this is something that you should strive for. If you can find a way, if you got like a talent or a skill set or something, I know some of you might be carpenters, whatever. If you're an electrician or plumber, start praying and start striving to work for yourself. Because if you can get to a point where you can work for yourself, that's even better, because then you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. You set your own hours. You tell your clients when you can do it. Like if one of your clients be like, hey, can you come over on a Saturday? That's when you can tell them, hey, such and such, and I can't not provide work, but any other day, I come over there and fix your plumbing, whatever. So we got to strive, because our forefathers, they all work for themselves. So that's something that we should, because technically we shouldn't, how should I say this? We shouldn't be comfortable working for the heathens. I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. And I know that it's a really messed up situation that we're in, but we got to really strive to be able to work for ourselves. All right. And that's going to help with a lot of that as well. Because, I mean, what are we left with? Now we're begging these heathens for jobs and stuff, which is, it's a messed up, like I said, it's a messed up situation. You got to do what you got to do. If you don't have a skill, find something you like doing and go to a trade school. And it may take some time, and it's going to take some effort, But
2
you
years.
know, you can do it. Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
it.
Apply
Yeah.
yourself for 2 years, Israel, and you get one of these trades. You get a trade in be an electrician. You could be a plumber. You can be a carpenter. You can be HVAC, right? And there's one other trade. They'll come to me in a minute, right? But these are the trades that once you get these things, once you lock it in, these are trades that you can teach your sons. Right? If you have a son, you can pass down these trades to your progeny and then have them build it up. These things that everybody always, somebody's always hot. So I'm always somewhere fixing somebody's, fixing somebody's air conditioner. Somebody electricity, they need something wired up or something. So they're always going to need something like that. Plumbers, you're always going to need. These are companies that you can easily do things for yourselves, man. You can put it in the paper and somebody will come and get out there. Somebody come and they'll want to hire you for work. These things that you can do.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. There's so many options out there. Even if you don't like want to go through the trade route, look, you can get a license and you can do. You can be a contract. You can contract yard work. I'm telling you that there's a good living in that of contracting. Get you a zero turn, and you can build contracts for companies and different other places. You'd be surprised what the Most High bless you with. You just got to have faith. You got to pray about it, and then you got to put it into action because it won't take much for you to get you a zero turn, get you a trailer. You can tote that thing around, man. Be cutting business, have you a good contract. I know people who went into the cleaning contract, the contract with different companies. There's like a few of them. You don't really got to have a skill for that. You just got to know how to clean and what have you. There's what I'm saying, that there's a lot of options for us. We don't have to be satisfied with just working for the heathens, going from job to job, because it's getting harder and harder for our people, especially as AI is on the rise. And the focus of, and the people who are going to be losing their jobs is going to affect the most is Israel. Why? Because again, we are in the land of our captivity. And these people and these white folks that own all these heathens, that own all these jobs and businesses, and this is perfect, the false entitlement of blacks in America. We think that they owe us a job. Honestly, they don't. They don't have to give us those jobs. They can get those jobs all to their own people, which they do. But because of certain laws, they have to have a certain amount of so-called blacks, to kind of offset the stigma. But outside of that, they can give these jobs to whoever they want to give them to. And I see more and more of our people losing their jobs and ending up on the streets. And our people, three things are happening to our people. They're either turning to a life of begging, or they're turning to a life of crime. That's what I'm seeing with Israel right now. And it's scary as hell seeing that. So this is why we got to strive to work for ourselves. We got to. You can't be scared to do it. You got to jump in that water and really pray and have faith.
And the reason why I was saying the trade schools, which I think are the best things to go for, is because those cannot be taken care of. Those cannot be taken from you, right?
That's
Trades cannot be taken from you, and they cannot be replaced by any kind of robot. A robot can't come through and wire up a disconnect box, right? A robot, get on the roof, wiring up boxes of 208, 120, 112, or whatever electricity voltage, 480, whatever you need, right? You can't hire a boss to do that, right? You can't hire a boss to go in and plumb, lay pipes, do the PVC, do whatever what you want, have it on the 1/8 grade and make sure that everything's flowing right. You can't have that, right? You just don't have these particular things. The robots will never be able to replace you. This is why Israel, if you're smart, right, you need to do things that are the cornerstone of the structure of the land of the heathen that we're in, so they can never get rid of you, right? If you have these jobs of psychology and sports and all kind of folly and stupidness that doesn't require any kind of thought at all, of building stuff that we're good at naturally, right? You're just going to be run over. You're going to be passed over. You're going to end up going into you're going to end up going to the financial struggle. A quick answer on this question: can we go to wedding and funeral on the Sabbath day? No, you cannot do that. Okay, no, you cannot do that. This is a day of rest, not of a day of mourning, and not a day of partying and going to weddings. All right, Salakia, go ahead, Ak.
Yeah, and what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, it's getting rough out there for Israel, and this is why, like, you can't beat physical labor. These trades do things that machines can't do, or AI cannot do. And that's what we got. That's what we got to get back to, Yasharel. Because I'm telling you, they are literally they out to destroy us. They are out to destroy us. And so when the trades, y'all know they used to have the trades in the schools, right? They had mechanic. I remember when I was partially growing up in the South, Mississippi, we had trades. We had carpentry, you had electrician, you had mechanics, you had the sewing. There was some other trades as well too, cooking. You had all these trades that you can do to be what they call that now, culinary arts. You know, they had that in the school. You can take up those trades because those are the kind of trades that would last a lifetime. You know, you can open up your own restaurant because you know how to cook, you know how to make certain things. But the last of the trades were taken out in the late 90s in the South. So those schools do trade because the heathens knew that a lot of our people were being successful because guess who were taking up all the trades? It was the so-called black folks.
That's right.
Operator. That were Israel that was taking up the trades. And the heathens realized, well, damn, man, these brothers are becoming self-sufficient. You know, they building their own stuff, and so they because the white folks wasn't doing trades because white people, they were going like into law school, into different doctors and all that kind of stuff. But we were so good with our hands, we were doing the trades and stuff. While these guys that were going into these other fields, they were losing their jobs because if lose your practice. But our jobs last long was because we had a skill that can last a lifetime. But now we don't have that. So now we're dealing with Israel. A lot of our people, sad to say, can't even change a tire. Can't even change a flat tire. Don't even know how to. It's sad because we're losing these survival skills that is essential for life.
Israel, I can understand now. If you're old, then sure, man, get you a job up in the air conditioner. You know what I'm saying? If you're if you're up in age, but if you're a young man, if you're a young brother, hey, you don't need to be sitting up in no job where the air conditioner's at, sucking up that white man's AC. Right? Why you in there just I'm typing in my computer or doing anything like that, man? That is weakness. That is weakness right there. You need to be out in the sun, putting your hands on things and getting to know things. So if this thing ever goes down while we're alive, or if you're alive on this earth and the net goes down or the doggone the grid goes down, what are you going to do? If you can't work with your hands, what are you going to do? If you can't change a tire, what are you going to do? If you don't know how to build things, what are you going to do? Your wife is going to be looking to you for leadership, and the only thing you can lead her to do is how to type on the keyboard.
Everybody can do that because everybody got computers. Right?
Working outside is going to build you up with natural strength. Get rid of that belly you got. Going to keep you thin, going to keep you strong in the face of adversity. If you're sitting up there, sucking up the AC all day, got your legs in a nice chair and doing things like that, man, you're not going to be fit. Our people need to be fit.
And you can do your own stuff. So I haven't said to many people, but I live off grid, y'all. I live completely off the grid. I am not connected to any PG&E or electrical. My whole home is run completely off of solar power and a generator that I maintenance and everything, because I'm good with engines. All right, it runs off propane. So I do all the work myself. When it comes to the plumbing, the electrical, the woodwork. All right. And it's
out there.
You can call me Grizzly Adams or whatever.
Yeah, Grizzly. Hey, Brother Daniel like that on the land now. I tell you now, y'all better get with Brother Daniel. Y'all want to learn? Hey, Brother Daniel be building up that land from scratch now. I'm trying to tell you.
Yep.
Oh man.
So build everything from scratch. I'll do my own plumbing, my own electrical, all that stuff. And it's good to have those skills because especially during this time where you have to be able to work for yourself, it's going to be good because when you hire folks to come in and do that kind of stuff, they charge. I'm talking about it costs an arm and a leg for people these days to come in and do your plumbing, all that stuff. So, but if you have that skills to do it yourself, you can not only do your own stuff, but then you can have clients and you can do their plumbing. They'll pay you for it.
That's right.
So, get these, like Brother Eitan says, if you don't have these skills, strive to get these skills. All right, because it's getting ready to get rough.
Only
and
takes
not
2
even
years
that.
of your life. Yeah, some of it not even that.
Yeah, if you apply yourself right, but you got to have the faith to be able to do that. All right. So
Yeah, that's right. Hey, brother. Hey, that's right. Hey, I'm one of them. I'm one of them shade tree mechanics. Yeah, I sure will.
yeah,
I sure will pull your engine out and replace it under the shade tree, chilling too, doing a cold glass of lemonade.
Yep.
All right, we ain't playing that. All right,
Yeah,
we got to go back to strength, Israel.
Yeah.
You know, if we're in the land of the captivity, we need to start using our brains, right? We just start applying the wisdom of the commandments, right? You know, and then how do you uproot and then you gain power in a place that that is not yours? You have to be you have to be the one that's supporting the grid, the one that's the backbone. So they're forced to do this, right? They're forced to give you these things because guess what? You're not entitled anymore. You actually deserve it. Why? Because you're following the laws, statutes, and commandments. I can't stress enough the wisdom that comes behind keeping these laws, right? Only 2 years of schooling maximum, right? Before you'll be able to do one of these trades that Brother Daniel and myself mentioned. Like I got a brother now, Brother Lowe, right? Old school brother. Man, hey man, I love Brother Lowe, right? Brother Lowe is an operator, right? An operator, you know, he operates heavy machinery. You know, he's in the you know what I'm saying, he's in the you know, what is that? The excavator, right? The brother Daniel, Brother Lowe works the excavator, right? He's in heavy machine. Don't you know that stuff pays 6 figures? If you want to make over 100,000 a year, you can do things like these trades that I'm giving you. These are 6-figure jobs. You understand?
Yeah.
These are 6-figure jobs where you can provide for your family without nothing at all. Sacrifice. Learn for 2 years and get some of these trades and get out of these office spaces where these heathens and these women are running the HR and these women are running the HR departments.
Get your CDL license, and that way, you know, you work for a company, build enough revenue, buy your own truck, and work for yourself and make your own deliveries.
That's facts.
I got a couple of uncles that's doing that now. They got their own trucks. They work for themselves.
Those jobs are the best jobs to fit our type of attitude and the way that we act, right? Is the labor jobs. The jobs of doing electrician and the jobs like you're using your brain, right? You're being very careful, right? You know, if I'm working with 480 or I'm working with 220 or whatever, right? I'm using my brain, make sure I don't get bit by that electricity because I don't want to die. And then guess what? After you done worked all day, right? Wiring up the board or whatever the case, you're going to be tired when you go home to your wife to have her cook you something up. Hey, you're not going to want to get out there, be in the streets and do something wicked. You're not going to you're not going to have idle hands that Satan is going to be able to get in your mind to do something crazy because you're actually doing something that
even Hamashiach had a skill in the job. all the apostles had Paul was a tent builder. Paul was nasty when it came to building tents.
That's Brother Lowe right there, y'all. So that's Brother Lowe right there.
Yeah. So we're saying this to you, Yasharel, because I'm telling you, the heathens, you know, this matches with the title, the false entitlement of blacks in America, because we're so used to begging these people, and we're all guilty of it because we're all in the land of our captivities. But we're so used to depending and thinking these people are supposed to give us a job. They don't have to. They don't have to. This is why me and Brother Aton is telling you, look, y'all, if you needed your skill like yesterday, but it's never late to never. You know, take the time and get that skill because these heathens are going ham on us, y'all. They're making sure they're not trying to apologize for nothing. Nah. What they're trying to do is they're trying to wash their hands from all the blood that their forefathers done, and if it was left up to them, if it wasn't for the Most High, they would kill every last one of us, put us right back into captivity in chains. So y'all better wake up, Yasharel.
This is why you can't build up your own neighborhoods. This is why the ghetto and the hoods and the projects are in shambles. Because all y'all know is wickedness. Y'all know selling drugs, but y'all don't know how to build a damn thing. Imagine if the fathers was teaching their sons to be plumbers and electricians, to be HVAC technicians, to be to be able to build and work with wood. You think your hoods and the place you live at will look like that? No, you'll be able to build palaces. The area where you stay in will just be built up because you'll have the knowledge and you will look around in your environment and be like, I have the skills to change this for my brothers and sisters. But see, too many of our people don't have these abilities. You would rather sit in the office space and be cool in the AC and not work. You want an easy job, just struggling to do your 8. You want to work part-time. You just want to be sorry. And you think that these heathens are supposed to give you something.
Yeah. Yasharel, it's getting ready to get ugly. I'm telling y'all right now. I see more and more of our people losing jobs like crazy. I'm seeing more and more of our people turning to a life of crime or turning to a life of begging. It's scary when you think about it, because y'all know I'm telling the truth. And some of you are going to feel the effects of that. This is why we have to really buckle down, have faith in the Most High, and pray, and get up a skill to something that we can do for ourselves. So we don't have to be wanting it. And the Most High is going to bless. I guarantee you keeping the laws, Most High will bless off on it, y'all.
Okay. It says, do you think our enemies will allow us to build up thriving communities and not worry about being destroyed? If we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, it ain't a damn thing they can do to stop us.
That's right.
When have you seen a civilization built up by us when we've been keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments? None.
The only reason why
all of them have been destroyed. Go ahead.
Yeah. The only reason why they destroyed Black Wall Street was because they were not keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. They were still keeping the ways of the heathens. So you can't be blessed off on that. You know, they were smart. They built their own land from scratch and everything. But the only thing is, they were not keeping the commandments. They were keeping the heathens' gods.
Like the scriptures. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you know the law and you understand the scriptures, you will understand that we will be able to do these things without an issue, because we'll have God to fight for us and we won't have to fight for ourselves. Right? We have to use our brains as a people that is oppressed in this country. Right? We have to use our brains and get the jobs that are very important that these heathens can't do without. And then that if you do have a problem and you do want to buck, or do you want to say something, they have to listen. Like when we shut down the transportation of the bus system, a lot of brothers that was driving them buses, right? When we bucked, they had to listen. You see what I'm saying? Like, as long as we don't have any kind of any jobs that are in these areas that hold up the infrastructure, right? We'll always be you won't have any power. You won't have any power anyway. These things, just the ability to know this comes from knowing the laws. Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Like Brother Lawrence said, if Yahushua was a carpenter, right, we should be following out there what he was doing. Of course he was a carpenter, because he builds, right? Builds the nation of Israel. That's that's something that we should strive for. Right? We don't build. The only thing we do nowadays is destroy each other. We don't build. We destroy. And we got to change that, Israel. We have to change that. Go ahead, Doc. Brother Dan, you still there?
That's right.
Okay.
So,
I lost you for a minute there.
I'm still. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Am I going in and out?
No. Yeah, you good now, brother. You good.
Okay, you good. No. That's all we have, Israel. We're not going to beat this horse. We're not going to continue to beat this horse. So we got some questions in. We're going to let you get back to the Shabbat. And so, by the grace of the Most High. Oh yeah, y'all saw that. There was a. He says there was a brother minstrel dancing like Michael Jackson in the middle of town. I've seen stuff like that too, man. It's crazy, man. There ain't no kind of skill, man. Any fool can get out and dance, and
that makes our people look stupid. That makes our people look stupid. I mean, it really does. Only thing they look at us for is entertainment, right? They want us to dance and be the court jesters for these heathens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't be like that with our people. Like, we shouldn't be so concentrated with entertaining these damn heathen. and look at our people and look at the condition we're in. Man, they let the Mexicans keep their language.
Yep.
Right? They let the Chinese folks come over here and build a Chinatown. They let them keep their language, but they ain't let you keep yours though. They don't want you talking in Hebrew because they know the power that it holds.
That's right.
All right, I'm not gonna beat the dead horse. I know Brother Daniel ready to get up off this thing.
Why you gonna put me on the spot like that, man?
I just say it out.
When you come on, Doc. Don't do that. Don't play yourself like that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But listen. There's a bottom line, though. You know, we got to wake up because the heathens are out to get us, and we've had all this time to build our skills up. So, what do you think the Most High is going to say to us? You know, hey, you had this time. I've sent you warnings. I've sent you messages. You know, you got to put the work in. You know, you sitting in front of a computer all the time and thinking all of a sudden the Most High is going to bless you with a skill. That's not going to happen. Right. You know, you got to get out and you got to put the work. You got to sweat and do your thing. That's why I had to build everything, you know, from scratch. You know, there's a lot of work when you have property out here. There's a lot of work that goes into it. You know, but thank the Most High that He's blessed with the skills to be able to put that work in health, you know. But with that being said, Yashua, don't get caught up in the ways of these heathens, thinking that they owe you something, because they're not. No matter what, they're not going to give you no equal playing field. Their job is to keep you under them. That's their job, and it's working because our people don't want to keep the commandments. And as long as our people are not keeping the commandments, we're going to continue to be the underdog, to be the tail and not the head.
Facts.
Yep. All right, Yasharel. Well, hey, we're gonna let you all get back to this blessed holy Shabbat. And with that being said, we're gonna bid you a hearty Shabbat Shalom.
And stay strong, Israel. We'll be seeing y'all during the feast days.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.